We took one of the armored cars and set off. We passed the store and the remains of the bodies an hour ago. The headlights were off. We were looking for their location. Sarah and Stephen had seen them 2 or 3 streets down from the store. Where would they choose to rest? We headed toward the western streets. We came to a crossroads. I chose the left path and entered it. A little further ahead, I suddenly had to brake. The shape of the tank showed itself. The armored body was dark, but perhaps they had heard the sound of braking. And the sound of braking of this heavy car. I put the gear in reverse and slowly steered the car back to the same street I had come from. I heard a sound, the roar of a heavy engine. They had started the tank. I looked at the phantom. I wanted to give him a lot of bad luck. He said, "In that alley, between those 2 houses, take the armored car there." Without a word, I did as he said and entered the alley with the end of the armored car. I backed up to the end. The alley wasn't very long. The 2 trees and the buildings provided good camouflage. The darkness there was great. Phantom smiled and I smiled back. The tank was at a crossroads. After a while, its barrel appeared. The tank and its crew passed in front of us. There was a man behind its gun. I prayed to God that they wouldn't see us. They passed in front of us. I took my hand off the trigger. Maybe they hadn't come for us at all. Phantom turned to me and said, "Stay here and don't do anything. Until I come back." Okay. He got out of the armored car and disappeared down the street. I looked in the car for something to warm me up. I came across some juice packets. A smile came to my lips. I could enjoy eating them until he returned. I chose his apple juice. Elizabeth was not there to stop me. Some time passed. When the car door opened, I turned my head in that direction. A person was entering the armored car. It was not a phantom. I pointed the gun at him. He was startled when he saw me. I shot him twice. With a short scream, the floor of the armored car fell. I forgot about drinking juice. Where did this come from? I waited for a while, still holding the gun at him. He did not move. There was some juice in his pocket. I sprayed it at his head so that with the slightest movement, I could put the bullets in his body. I got up from the back of the chair and went towards him. I turned on a small flashlight. I turned it around to see his face. He was young. The bullets had hit his chest and stomach. His shoes and clothes caught my eye. I put my foot next to his shoe. It fit my feet. It didn't fit anymore. I took them off. He had money. It was a good booty. He was armed, but because he didn't expect to see anyone and I had acted faster, he couldn't use his weapon. I approached the door cautiously and opened it. I lifted his body and held it in front of me. If someone had been with him and had shot, he would have hit him first. I got out of the armored car. He hadn't come from the front. I left the body on the ground. I went to the back of the armored car under the cover of the body. I could hear my breathing. Why didn't the phantom come back? I left the end of the alley. I reached a not very wide area. On my left, the area reached the street for a short distance. And on the right, it extended for a longer distance behind the buildings. He had come on patrol and, due to my bad luck, had entered the alley from behind the building. The armored car was silent so as not to attract anyone's attention. I closed the car door and made my way through the backyard to the street. I looked around the corner of the wall at their location. Without the tank, they looked very weak, and a hunter attack would wipe them all out. What if Sebastian was here? I was getting bored. Our guard duty was over and John and Harry were taking our place. How I missed sleeping. I went back to the armored car. I went around it and went to the driver's side window from the back of the car. crouching down so I wouldn't be seen in the outside mirror. I slowly raised my head and looked inside. There was no one. I crouched down again and went to the front of the car to the door. I carefully lowered the handle and opened it. I waited. No one came out. I quickly got in and locked the door. Finally, the phantom returned. I opened the door. He came in and said, "Let's go." What happened? What did you do? Move. You see for yourself. I turned on the armor and moved in the direction the tank had gone. Until I finally saw it. I stopped next to it. The phantom said, "It won't bother us anymore. It went to sleep forever. It went to sleep. Did you destroy it? Oh my God. It's great." I got out of the armor. Seeing the bodies, I read the story to the end. I climbed up the tank. There was a smell of burning coming from inside. He had detonated a grenade inside the tank. I clapped my hands for joy. When we returned, John and Harry came to welcome us. I said happily, "The tank is asleep forever. I'm going to sleep too." Harry said, "What's going on?" The phantom said, "We went to put the tank to sleep and we succeeded." I lay down in a corner of the room and pulled the blanket over me. Now the damn night had become the best night of my life.